What if I told you that 15 simple habits could completely transform your existence in ways you never imagined possible? I spent 365 days testing these habits on myself like a human laboratory experiment, and what happened next defied every expectation I had about personal transformation. The person I was 12 months ago would not recognize the person speaking to you right now. The mind that once scattered like leaves in a storm now moves with laser focus and unshakable determination. But here is what nobody tells you about transformation. It happens through small choices repeated daily until they become who you are. These 15 habits became my blueprint, and by the end of this journey, you will understand why the final habit changed everything. The first habit was making my bed every single morning, something so simple it almost felt insulting to call it life-changing. Within 5 minutes of opening my eyes, I had already accomplished something, already proven I was capable of following through. That made bed became a silent declaration of standards, and when I walked past it later, it whispered that I had started strong. The ripple effect was immediate. Skipping the gym suddenly felt like betraying the person who had made that bed. Before I reveal the second habit, I need to share something important with you. Creating content that truly serves you takes incredible energy and dedication. If this resonates with you, if you can feel the power in these words, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. It literally gives strength to this channel and helps these messages reach the people who need them most. Your like on this video sends a signal that this content matters, that transformation matters, that you matter. Now let me continue with the habit that anchored my soul. The second transformation came through morning scripture and prayer, replacing social media with something deeper. Before opening any app, I opened the Bible and spent 10 minutes in quiet reflection. Some mornings, a single verse would hit so hard, I would sit in complete silence. Then came prayer, sometimes flowing with gratitude, other times raw and desperate, admitting I did not have the strength alone. This practice became my anchor when life threw punches, reminding me I was part of something infinitely larger than my temporary struggles. The third habit revolutionized how I experienced time itself. Waking up before the world began its chaos. Rolling out of bed at 9 meant starting 3 hours behind my future self, immediately reactive instead of proactive. I began rising early to claim those precious moments of pure silence that felt like a clean slate. In that pre-dawn quietness, I found space to breathe, to remember who I was beneath all the noise. The fourth practice seemed simple, but proved profound, taking walks without any digital companion. No music, no podcasts, no phone. Just me and emerging thoughts. Around the 15-minute mark, ideas would surface like shy animals from my subconscious. Video concepts, life decisions, creative solutions all emerged naturally when I stopped filling every moment with input. The fifth transformation came through the deep work hour, 60 minutes of focused intensity that accomplished more than entire afternoons of distracted effort. This was about working like my soul was on a deadline, treating distractions as illegal and focus as sacred. Where I had spent 5 hours pretending to work, this single focused hour delivered results that left me amazed. The sixth habit connected me to something primal through lifting heavy weights. Less about physical transformation and more about daily proof I was stronger than I believed. This practice taught me to show up when I did not feel like it, to push through resistance because growth lived on the other side of discomfort. The seventh revelation was treating hydration like the superpower it actually is. Most days when I felt tired or unfocused, the solution was not more motivation, but more water. When I began drinking 20 ounces immediately upon waking, mental fog lifted and energy became consistent. The eighth practice reconnected me with deep thinking through reading actual books. 10 pages daily seemed small, but meant 12 books per year, an unofficial degree in expanding beyond mediocrity. Reading rewired how I processed information, helping me pause to think instead of reacting to every notification. The ninth transformation came through daily journaling, putting thoughts onto paper without filters. This practice forced me to face things I usually avoided through distractions, creating honest space between me and my spinning thoughts until clarity emerged from confusion. The 10th habit became the foundation for self-trust, keeping one small daily promise to myself. This could be not checking social media before 10, drinking water before coffee, or cleaning before relaxing. Each kept promise became a deposit into inner gravity, that unshakable pull toward my best self. The 11th transformation required learning to say no without guilt. For years, I had been a people pleaser with part-time boundaries, wondering why I felt overwhelmed. My peace became expensive, and not everyone deserved a discount on my time and energy. The 12th practice revolutionized my relationship with food by choosing whole, nutrient-dense options over processed convenience. The connection between what I ate and how I felt mentally became impossible to ignore. Clean eating sharpened not just physical health, but decision-making ability and emotional stability. The 13th habit acknowledged the connection between environment and mental state. When I decluttered and organized my surroundings, my mind immediately followed with increased clarity. Your environment becomes what you become. Raising my space standard caused every other area to rise along with it. The 14th transformation involved completely changing the voice inside my head from critic to coach. For too long, I had spoken to myself with harsh judgment and constant disappointment, wondering why my confidence felt demolished and my motivation kept disappearing. The inner narrator needed a complete rewrite, from someone tearing me down to someone building me up. Every word I spoke to myself became either construction material or demolition equipment for my self-concept. When I started treating myself like someone I was genuinely rooting for, everything shifted toward greater self-trust and aligned action. The voice that had been my biggest enemy became my most powerful ally. The 15th and final habit was accepting the liberating truth that no one is coming to save me. No perfect mentor with secret knowledge, no magical opportunity that would change everything, no external validation that would finally make me feel worthy. I am both the hero and the rescue team of my own story. This realization was initially terrifying, but ultimately incredibly empowering. The moment I stopped outsourcing my breakthrough to someone else was the moment my real transformation began. I stopped waiting for permission, stopped looking for someone to believe in me before I believed in myself, stopped making excuses about circumstances beyond my control. These 15 habits did not just change my daily routine, they rewired the fundamental operating system of my existence. The person who began this experiment and the person sharing these words with you now are separated by more than time. They are separated by every small choice, every kept promise, every moment of showing up when it would have been easier to stay the same. Your transformation is not waiting for the perfect moment or the right circumstances. It is waiting for you to begin with the next choice you make. The habits that changed my life are available to you right now, not someday when you feel ready, but today when you decide that becoming who you are meant to be matters more than staying comfortable with who you have always been. The journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step, but the journey of complete transformation begins with a single habit, repeated until it becomes the invisible foundation of a life you actually want to live.